Interested in getting your hands on a copy of Rogue Trader on release day? Then stick around and find out exactly how you can get your name into the draw. Good day my fellow nerds, and welcome back to another Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader video. Today we are checking out all of the unique features and abilities available to the Vanguard Archetype. As always, a very special thanks to Owlcat Games for a feature complete build of the game, coming your way to the PC, PS4 and 5 and the Xboxes on the 7th of December. Now with that said and done, let's get nerdy. In Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, Vanguards represent the gold standard for frontline fighters, being the most effective when surrounded by enemy combatants, ducking and weaving in melee range, dealing massive damage whilst avoiding and negating incoming attacks with their masterful defensive maneuvers. In order to select the Vanguard archetype at level 16, your Rogue Trader will need to have started its journey as either a warrior or an officer. This is quite an important consideration as these starting archetypes play very different, and as such will ultimately influence your Vanguard's playstyle and capabilities. A warrior Vanguard doubles down on combat effectiveness, making the ultimate tank, whereas the officer Vanguard leans more into the squad leader fantasy, leading from the front, providing additional defensive buffs to your brothers in arms. From the get-go, when choosing the Vanguard archetype at level 16, you gain access to its Keystone Feature, Unyielding Beacon, a passive ability which has your Vanguard accumulate stacks of Unyielding Beacon, which then is used and consumed in order to fuel the other Vanguard abilities. During the 20 levels you will spend in the Vanguard archetype, you will gain access to 3 different archetype abilities, and you will be able to choose from one of the 6 available options at levels 17, 22 and 30. These Vanguard abilities are Defensive Stance, Wall of Rockcrete, Bulwark, Disposal, Force Distraction and Follow My Lead. Now let's take a quick look at each one of these Vanguard abilities in action. The first archetype ability is Defensive Stance, which increases your Vanguard's parry ability by 10+2 times the number of Unyielding Beacon stacks that you have at the time of activating the defensive stance. Now, if you do make a successful parry from an incoming attack within the turn that defensive stance is active, you get to make an attack of opportunity against that enemy with a slight debuff of -20 to your weapon skill. Next up is the defensive powerhouse ability Wall of Rockcrete, which when activated grants you and all of your allies within a 3-cell radius a number of temporary wounds equal to 3 plus the number of Unyielding Beacon stacks that you have accumulated at that time. And on top of that, all successful attacks against your allies until the start of your next turn is also reduced by 50%. The Bulwark Vanguard ability grants your Vanguard a defensive buff in the form of a deflection bonus against all ranged attacks, equal to the number of Unyielding Beacon stacks your Vanguard has at the time of activation. Furthermore, your Vanguard also plants their feet, refusing to move, holding their ground, becoming immune to any push or forced movement. Next up is the Vanguard ability Disposal, with which your Vanguard releases a war cry, resulting in an enemy of your choosing attacking your Vanguard. However, this attack creates an opportunity for all of your allies around you, allowing them to counter-attack with a melee weapon, each of which has an increased chance of landing, equal to 10+2 times your Vanguard's Fellowship bonus. And the cherry on the attack of opportunity sundae is that all of these attacks do additional damage equal to your Vanguard's Fellowship bonus. The next Vanguard ability, Force Distraction, is maybe one of the best archetype abilities for when one of your allies gets swarmed by enemies. In effect, when activating Force Distraction, you choose one of your allies that is surrounded by enemy combatants, forcing each of them within a radius of 3 cells to make a willpower saving test. This test, however, is also taken by the enemy combatants with a -15 penalty, and on a failure means that all of those enemies, instead of attacking your ally, turn their attention to you instead. In addition to this, and inconsiderate of the result of that willpower test on those enemies, The ally that you chose does not provoke any attacks of opportunities against the selected enemies, enabling them to move freely in and out of threat range, as well as make ranged attacks when directly adjacent to enemy combatants. The last of the Vanguard abilities is Follow My Lead, which when activated increases your damage output potential and armor penetration equal to 10 plus 2 times your fellowship bonus. Furthermore, if you have any allies adjacent to your Vanguard at the time of activating Follow My Lead, they also gain 2 movement points and can freely move to any cell adjacent to the Vanguard without provoking any attacks of opportunity. Before we move on, if you'd like to be in the running and win a copy of Rogue Trader, all you need to do is like this video and let me know in the comments which of the Vanguard Archetype features or what tier 1 archetype combination with the Vanguard sounds the most interesting to you and why. And that's it. You will be able to gain multiple entries into the draw, but only 1 entry per person per video. So make sure you check out the rest of the tier 2 archetype videos to maximize your chances. I'll be giving away 3 copies of the game and the winners will be announced on the 6th of December. So may the odds be forever in your favor, and let's get back to the video. At level 19 overall or at level 4 of Vanguard, you get access to its ultimate ability, namely Unyielding Guard. When activating the Heroic Act version of Unyielding Guard, results in an immediate retaliation from your Vanguard when attacked, or when an ally within a 3-cell radius of the Vanguard is attacked until the end of the Vanguard's next turn. And as always, the Desperate Measures version of Unyielding Guard is exactly the same, but with a very big drawback, being the Vanguard also suffers an additional 30% damage from all attacks landed against it. At character levels 27 and 35 or Vanguard levels 12 and 20, you can upgrade your Unyielding Guard ability, and you have 4 different options to choose from. The first of which makes your Vanguard unkillable until the end of its next turn, and also reduces the amount of incoming damage equal to your toughness score until the start of your next turn. The second upgrade of Unyielding Guard makes it so that each and every successful hit on an enemy makes you the priority target of that enemy until the start of your next turn. The third upgrade option, and quite possibly my favorite of the bunch, gives your Vanguard a Paladin-like ability, reducing all of the incoming damage to allies within an area of effect of a radius of 3 cells around your Vanguard to take less damage equal to your Vanguard's toughness bonus divided by 2 until the end of the entire combat encounter. The last upgrade option to Unyielding Guard results in your Vanguard gaining a momentum bonus for each and every successful hit landed equal to their fellowship score. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave me a like, hit me up in the comments down below, and if you've seen a couple of these videos by now, please consider subscribing to the channel. But if you do or you don't, do me one favor, stay nerdy.